Peninsula Credit Union offers time to 501c3 nonprofits to get their message out on iFiber One News Radio. Here's one of those conversations. Well, good morning, everybody. Jeff Slakey here on Daybreak. I got a great guest in studio to talk about senior services for the South Sound. It's Paul Taylor. Morning, Paul.
Good morning, Jeff. How are you?
I am well. Thanks for coming on. This is a great program, and I know I've talked with folks throughout the years about senior services for South Sound online at southsoundseniors.org, also on social media, so we'll put the links to that in the show notes. But senior services for the South Sound, always working on new programs, ways to get people involved. First things first, you're the director of the STARS program here in Mason County, so tell me a little bit about that for those who aren't quite aware.
Sure. STARS is the adult day program, and it exists to provide a safe and fun place for people with dementia or any other disability to have some connections, some social interaction, and while giving their caregivers a break.
Sure. How important is that for folks who may have dementia and the like to be involved and be engaged with folks?
Yeah, a lot of times people tend to, when they get a diagnosis of dementia, they tend to close themselves off from other people. They're embarrassed, they're unsure of how other people will react, and so they stop going to church, they stop seeing friends, they maybe stop going out to eat, and maybe just stay at home. Yeah. And so we're looking for ways that keep them involved in the community.
And then two, for the caregivers to have a little break. How important is that?
Well, it can become a real burden for a caregiver to be caring for someone 24/7. And that's true because sometimes people have trouble sleeping, and so they'll get up, they can't remember where they are, they think they have to go somewhere, so they'll try to leave the house.
Wow.
So that may cause concerns. Some people even use the time that their loved one is with us to catch up on their sleep.
And where do you meet?
So here in Shelton, the STARS program is held at the Faith Lutheran Church through their generosity and caring for the community. On Mondays and Wednesdays, we operate from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. So that gives caregivers a 5-hour break without overstressing the participant in a long stay at our program.
How do you get involved with that? Do you have to fill out some forms or?
Well, there's an enrollment process, but the first step is to give us a call at Senior Services for South Sound. I can give you that phone number. That's 360-407-3967 and ask for Paul Taylor or extension 107.
All right, we'll put the links to that, and we'll put that information in there as well. Tell me about the Memory Cafe.
So we have found that not everyone is really at the point where they're ready or need the STARS Adult Day program. They may be in the early stages or just diagnosed with dementia, Alzheimer's or Parkinson's disease, and they're still needing to have that connection to avoid isolating themselves. And so Memory Cafe is an opportunity for caregivers and their loved one with dementia to come together in a social setting, restaurant setting, buy their own food, and connect with other people who are going through the same thing they are.
Oh, wow. Where's that at?
We hold one here at Roosters restaurant. They have a little room in the back, and that's where we meet. And we've only been doing it for a few months now, but we're looking for more people to come out and join us. We usually have a guest musician come and play a few songs for us, and they have great sweet rolls and stuff at Roosters. So that's on the fourth Thursday of every month at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Okay, very nice. And then we were talking about another program that is currently in the Olympia area now, but are looking for sure to bring it here. It is the Club Momentia. So tell me what that is.
Well, the Millenium Movement is the idea that just because you have been diagnosed with dementia doesn't mean you should stop doing the things that you love to do. If that is going out to lunch or dinner, if that is going on a hike or a walk, if that may be even expressing yourself musically or artistically. So Momentia attempts to bring folks together who have a dementia diagnosis and run them through a process to pick the things that they would like to do. This has been very successful in the Seattle area, where there's been a drum circle formed, a group that goes out and walks at the zoo, a group that goes out and walks in different places, gardens and so forth. And so we're open to all of those kinds of things. What we've started in Olympia is we have scheduled for the months of May and June Tuesday afternoons from 2:30 to about 4:30. And one Tuesday will be a dine out, another Tuesday will be a walk, a third Tuesday will be an art experience. We're going to start it that way, and then if the group coalesces and decides they want to go a different direction, we'll take them there. And that's one thing we could do here in Mason County, is if folks will come out to Memory Cafe, that's a starting point for getting some Momentia activities planned and scheduled for up here.
So there are offices for senior services for the South Sound in Thurston County. One is at the Olympia Senior Center in downtown Olympia on Columbia Street. The other is out at the Lacey Senior Center on Pacific Avenue, right next to the Lacey Community Center, and by appointment here in Mason County. But you can always come and join at the two locations and conversations that we talked about earlier by appointment. Again, that number 360-426 3697. And Paul, what else is Senior Service for the South Sound coming up here with? It looks like I'm seeing on your Facebook page that there is this Saturday Alice in Bingo Land.
So we found that we in order to give scholarships to people for some of the program we have, and also to cover the costs for Meals on Wheels and other programs that Senior Services provides in the community, and keep fees low, we have to do some fundraisers. And so we came up with the idea of doing Not Your Grandmother's Bingo. This is bingo for 21 and older, and it's a big party. It's a chance to win some bingo prizes. We are registered with the Gambling Commission in order to be able to provide this. And it's a great opportunity for a fun night out with a good cause being the result, the benefit.
What fun. Bingo's always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, have a great time. Senior Services for the South Sound, again, can be found online at southsoundseniors.org. Also on social media, facebook.com/South Senior Services for South Sound. Again, I'll put the links to that in the show notes. And you can always find out more information on their website and the STARS program and the Memory Cafe, which meets, you said, the fourth Thursday of the month at Roosters at 2:30?
Yes.
Very cool. Well, very good. Good to have this information out for folks. Do you find that people who get engaged with this do see a lot of benefit, not only on the caregiver side, but also folks who may be starting to struggle with some of those things that we talked about?
Yes, we do. We've had people tell us that their mom or their loved one was kind of disengaged and apathetic, and yet came home from our program with an excitement and a enthusiasm. That was fun. I had a good time. The next time they're to go, they may not remember that they went, but each time they come home, they're talking about how it's going. The other advantage is many times people will come home and they'll say, the caregiver will say, they were very tired and they went right to bed. And so that's a good thing, too.
That's a good sign. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Very neat. Paul Taylor, Senior Services for the South Sound. Thanks for coming on. Again, thanks to Peninsula Credit Union for offering up time on iFiber One News Radio's Daybreak for 501c3 nonprofit organizations who want to get their message out to you. If you're a nonprofit who'd like to get a word out, email Jeff at ifiber1.com.